everybody, this is Suki the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. Welcome to my little stitchy corner. Today will probably be a long video because I have a whole lot to show you and a lot to talk about. And even when I feel like I don't have a lot to talk about, I still manage to have a lot of things to say. So I'm just going to get started and let's see where this video takes me, us, you and I, together. So first off, a few shout outs. Let's see if I can do this more properly this time than the last time I tried it. Also, yes, this is like very distracting to me. Like, it's going blonde here. Like, all the color is out. It feels like it. And then there's sections that look bluish sometimes. And then I still have some purple. I've got all sorts of colors going on. And I get a lot of questions on if I purposely dye it this way. I don't. It's just how my hair fades out over time. But my hair appointments, I was supposed to be doing shout outs, but I just told you that I get distracted by the fact that it's so blonde. Because this is my normal hair. Y'all, this is my normal hair. It's dark brown, very dark brown. So any light colors near my face is just very distracting to me. But I do have a hair appointment coming up because my dance recital is next week and there's like, I don't know, pictures and filming and event stuff all next week, and so I decided we'll leave this since so many people still love it like this. It's fine, but I'm ready for it to go like all purple again and be dark. Yeah, what was I doing? Shout outs. I was doing shout outs. So, this last weekend, I, on my Instagram, put up a post asking who has Flosstubes. And I didn't hashtag that post because I just wanted to know who of the people who were following me also had Flosstubes so that I could go and follow their Flosstubes. So, if you are looking for more people to follow or check out, go find that post. It's pretty obvious which post it is because in the picture it says who has a Flosstube. So go there. There's a lot of different people who commented saying that they had a Flosstube, and yeah, it'll be a great resource to be able to go back to so people who are looking know how to find. There's also people who are still discovering Flosstubes, so they were able to look at those people who had commented, many of you who commented on that post. It was really great. So I started watching a few of them. There's so many of them that I am subscribed to them all, but it will take me a long time to watch everybody because I can't just jump in. I just can't do it. I have to like start at the beginning and see your journey, and I just love doing that. So I'm sorry if it feels like I'm not watching you. So if you didn't comment on that post and you have a Flosstube, you can comment here or find that Instagram post because I will add you to my list. But I specifically wanted to call out 3 people that I have watched from their beginnings to the end, and it just happens that none of them had like tons of videos, so they're all I wouldn't say new because sometimes people only post once a month, and so they might only have like, you know, 10 videos, but they've been on Flosstube for close to a year, right? So, but some of them are new. Anyway, the first one is Cass at Jeep Girl Stitches and Switches, and we will put all their names up here on the screen somewhere, wherever my daughter who edits my videos chooses to put them. Usually I think she tries to do it down here. Anyway, Cass is very new to Flosstube. I think she has 3 videos out right now. And when I was watching, I discovered that she gave me a shout out, and it was so sweet of her to say sweet things about me. And I hope I continue to live up to all of these so super sweet shout outs that people give me. I don't, sometimes it's hard to believe that that's me that's being talked about, but that's okay. That's okay, because I totally honor what people think. So Cass, check her out. The next person I watched was, it says Casey Stitches, but now I can't remember if it's Casey or Cassie. Like I want to say it's Cassie because of Cass, and then I think I heard Cassie and was like, oh, it's so similar. But maybe my mind is tricking me and I should be thinking it's Casey, it's not the same thing. Anyway, Casey or Cassie Stitches, I should have gone back and refreshed my memory on which one it is. She has about 10 videos up. She's got like super adorable cats, and when she commented on my Instagram post, she said it's been a couple months since she had put out a video, but her baby is due like any day now, so that was like a week ago that she said that, so maybe a baby is born now, and I just am very clueless on that, but she's out there. She's got about 10 videos, I think. The last one I've watched all the way through is Jen, but backcountry stitcher. There's no the in her name. I just want to say it because it's like Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher, and I want to say Jen, the backcountry stitcher. That's not her name. Backcountry stitcher. She has 4 videos, so also very new. She just posted a video a couple days ago that I watched this morning. I say this, I film these on a Tuesday, but I don't post them until like Wednesday or Thursday, just because of how life goes and how the editing goes. So everything I say is on a Tuesday, so a couple days ago, by the time it's Thursday, is like 4 days ago. Anyway, she's got a super adorable one, a full coverage one that's called Drake Warrior Cat. I don't remember. It's a warrior cat. It's this little kitten in armor, and his face just gets me every time she shows him. He's so cute. So those are the 3 from my Instagram post that I've watched all the way through, and feel free to check them out, give them some love, and if you're looking for others, check out my Instagram post. Yeah, because there was a lot of comments on that one, a lot of people, so that was so fun. It's so fun to connect with people through Instagram, but also to see them in person. This is not in person, but to see their face and to hear them like talk and think and process and present. It's so fun. It's just you know, we just become friends that way. And so there you go. 10 minutes in, and now I'm going to show you something that has to do with stitching. I'm going to start with haul because it makes the most sense with other things that I'm going to show you later. So I got a notification from 123 Stitch that a Gloriana I was needing was in stock. You know where this is going, right? It's sage, and looks like that. It's, yeah. And because this cannot travel on its own, you probably know which patterns I got because these are the ones I've been getting. This is A Year in the Woods. This is the third one, the Jackrabbit. One thing I just love is how they do this pattern in all of the animals. It's not solid, but I just love it. And then this, I don't know, I just love them. Anyway, here's the Jackrabbit. This is number 3 in the series. The first one is a fox, the second one is a swan. Those are part of the winter season. This is the first of the spring. This is number 4, and the second of the spring ones, the raccoon. Look at his tail. So I got those 2, and I got any specialty threads that I could. I think there's one for the swans I'm still missing, but this one is the Gentle Art Simply Shaker Sampler Threads. Oh, it's from, this company is in New Albany, Ohio. I know where that is. I used to live kind of near there. So, Aged Pewter is what this is called. There's the tag. And then, Weeks Dye Works. There's 3 of them. This is Lilac. They're so pretty. This is Charlotte's Pink and Graphite. That one's harder to see the variegation in, but it is there. You can kind of see it. And then that was what I ordered in order for my Gloriana to not be lonely while it was traveling to me. But remember when I ordered the fox pattern and I said that I also ended up ordering fabric for the series, but I didn't think it was going to come until June? Well, it came in April. This is a bundle from Bee Stitch Me, and I think it's called Woodland Bundle on her website. It is, there's all the same options when you order any fabric, but it's just 4 colorways she put together that went with the Year in the Woods series. So it's not the same called for, but they're very similar. So this first one is Gray Magic, and this is for the winter, and I got 32 count Lugana. This is Meadows. I'm not opening them all up all the way, but that's what it is. This is for spring. Spirit of the Forest for summer. And Dusty Cottage for autumn. There they, all 4 of them together. They're so pretty. I love them. Hey, Kaylin, this should be my screenshot. We debate every video what my thumbnail should be. She always wants these goofy ones, or ones that have nothing to do with stitching. I don't know how she finds them, but she does. And then I tell her, let's find something different. Anyway, it's a whole thing every week, so there you go. Okay, so my whips. One thing I forgot to completely mention in my last video. So my last video, I had just come off of a trip to Oklahoma. And I was saying my plans, completely forgetting that I kind of had another trip the following week. So that would have been last week. I had family coming into town, staying at a timeshare resort about 45 minutes from where I live. So the reason I forgot that that was happening is partially because I was just coming off of a trip, and partially because I was still going to need to get both my daughter and I to dance classes the whole time that we were there. So I was still kind of in my daily life, but not really. Anyway, so that also affected some of the things that I worked on. But I did do a stitch with me with the Twisted Band Sampler. So I'm going to show that first. This is by Northern Expressions Needlework. You can find them on, you can find PDF versions on their Etsy shop, but you can find paper copies at stores like 123 Stitch. And I'm doing this on black 32 count Belfast linen. Yep. 1/2, or what? Yes, 1/2. It's just 1/2. It's just, and that's where it's at. So I'm still doing specialty stitches, and that's what I was stitching on the, here we go. There you go, now you can see it better. That's what I was stitching on the Stitch With Me, is talking about what it was like to work with specialty stitches, how I started threads and ended threads when you can't do a loop start, and in some cases you can't do pin stitches, and I just talked a lot about doing these kind of specialty stitches and showed how it was with the pattern, like how it showed the diagrams. There we go, the specialty stitch diagrams. Just to kind of demystify specialty stitches for people, because they can feel intimidating, but they don't have to be. Some of them are very easy, some of them can be more complicated, but it's just like one stitch at a time, like anything else. It's just that where you place those stitches vary a little bit, but they're just, it's pretty. So I also talked about how I work with the dark fabric here, because I have a light pad, I guess you can call it, that can sit on my lap, and I show all of that. So if you're curious about specialty stitches or working with dark fabric or this pattern in particular, you can check out that Stitch With Me. I think it was Stitch With Me number 5. The other projects I worked on, well, then I was my trip. I went on a trip, and no, that's not what I did. It's hard to tell you all of these things chronologically sometimes, because if I participate in some kind of event and then I worked on whips with that event, I kind of want to keep the events together, but then I don't have the whips to show you that I may have worked on chronologically before that. Okay, that's okay. So the next one that I worked on meant that I dyed fabric. Well, that's what I did, is I had dyed fabric for my long dog samplers, and I wanted to start it, so I did. And then when I was on my trip, I took 3 projects with me and I only worked on 1. So I got better from the Oklahoma trip where I took 7 projects and worked on like 3. This one I took 3 and I ended up only working on 1, and which is okay because I was really only there Monday through Thursday, and I worked on my long dog samplers with this fabric I had dyed. And I'm gonna bring it up and show you in just a second. But first, this last weekend, what was 24 hours of cross stitch. This is an idea that Janlynn, who's Quirks and Stitches, came up with her mother, I think. I might have this story wrong. But I've seen people work on this 24-hour cross-stitch, like marathon weekends, and I've never participated until this last weekend, and it was so much fun. You had 3 days to just do as much stitching as you wanted and are able to do, and I wanted to get to that 24 hours, and I did do it with 1 hour to spare. Well, with like 45 minutes to spare. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But one of the projects I worked on was my long dog samplers. And that's the one I'm going to show you right now. How confusing can Suki be today? You tell me. On a scale of 1 to 3. Okay, so this is Pavon for These Times, my long dog sampler. And we've talked about several times how I was going to dye fabric for this. And I wanted it to be a dark purple. By the time this video is posted, I will actually have my dyeing video also posted. So you can go and watch my Flosstube extra about dyeing this fabric. I took you every step of the way, so I'm not gonna cover it all here because you can just go watch it there. It's not as dark as I wanted it to be, but I love it anyway. I really wanted this lacy effect. I'm trying to show you without like unrolling this all the way, but it's hard. All this is I found the width of the pattern. So that's one corner and here's the other corner. But I wanted this lacy effect and I got it. And I do love it. Look at that. This is a Silks for You silk, obviously. PR 150. It's a very subtly variegated thread. It's hard to see on the hank, but you can see like this is darker and then this is lighter. So you can definitely tell. And here is some darker bits. It's a very subtle variegation. Yeah. I'm happy with it. This is a 36 count. Yeah, 36 count. Even Weave by Fabric Flare. It was white and now it's not. I put in 1,861 stitches, and so it is at 8.86%. I bought this off their website, so I had a PDF version. Okay. That I worked on, well, I worked on it during my trip, and it also got 3 hours out of my 24-hour marathon stitching weekend. So, what am I showing next? Queen of the Night, which I think I worked before the weekend and then also during the weekend for 1 hour. I don't normally track my hours. It's only this weekend that I kind of, this is what I did. I kept track of my hours like that. So this is, here we go, Queen of the Night, artwork by Josephine Wall, charted by Words, Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is on 25 count, easy count, 2/1, 10th stitch. And I added in 1,657 stitches, so it's now at 14.69%. You can come down. Here we go. Oh, what if I do this? There we go. So I'm working on this page right here. And I love these areas that are filled in because it starts to make sense. Some things like this dark stuff still don't make sense to me. But it will. These are puffy clouds. That's what this is. And I really need to give this piece a lot more attention because I want to have this finished in less than a year. So it needs some attention. It's really warm in my house right now. So let me get rid of some of my hair. Okay, so the next piece is going to be Frodo and Galadriel. And I worked on this for, I think, 2 hours. Yep. 2 hours of my 24-hour weekend. It's by Matt Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. This is my oldest whip. I started this in 2016, not that you could tell from the progress that's been made, because it got put away for years and years while I decided what to do about it, and there was a bit of time when I really wasn't stitching very much. Okay. This is 25 count Lugana. It is currently being stitched 2/1, but this beginning corner is 2/1 full cross. But now it is 2/1 10 stitch. And I worked up here on this page only like 450 stitches. So we're now at 4.47%. Only a couple hours on this piece, so not very much, but enough. The other one I worked on during 24 hours was Mayari. My picture is popping out here. Mayari, Deity of the Moon by Bella Filipina. She's so pretty. It's hard to show her without getting glare. So I added 1,132 stitches, and for a total of 1,703 stitches. I don't know her total stitch count, so I don't know what percentage complete I am. And this one I'm just going to have to unroll the whole way to show you. Oh dear. How am I going to do that? Here we go. So I had started down here, and then I decided that I didn't want to start at the bottom. I don't ever start at the bottom, and it was bothering me. So I decided I was going to work my way to the top. So with a lot of obsessive counting and like quadruple checking, I stitched and counted and stitched and counted all the way up. I came over this way, came up here. This area, there are fractional stitches in this piece. You probably can't even tell, but there are fractional stitches, not just in the skin, but in other places. And then I came this way and worked my way up. And then the last time I was working on it, I was filling in this area. Well, and up here. So this is all not, the blue part is not Krennic, but the rest of what's up here is. And you can definitely tell that there's a difference between what kind of a floss this is versus this, but you can't really see the shine. There's also two different colors of Krennic. There's this one, 101. If I could put it right in my face, maybe. Here we go. And here's the second one. What is this? 9294. So you can definitely see a difference when they're all together like that. It's harder to see in here. The outside edges on both of them are this white one, and then this purpley one is in the middle. And then you've got some of this blue. You've got a lot of blank spaces for beads, and this bigger one is for a treasure. And I found the magic cure for Krennics and other metallic threads. I did use beeswax. This is 100% beeswax. And that's what mine looks like. It's in the pouch still. But I cut a length, and I cut from like fingertip to like middle here because I could. And then I'm like going to try to demonstrate. And then you hold the thread with your thumb, and you pull it. So the thread comes this way, and it gets the wax on it. And then you go back through with just like your finger and thumb and kind of like, I guess, mush it in, smooth it in. And then you stitch with it, and it's not as smooth as a non-metallic thread, but it goes way better than if you did not have the wax. So get yourself some wax. You will love it. Or at least you will appreciate it a little bit better. So this I'm not going to fold up right now. So that one I worked on for 6 hours of 24 hours of cross stitch. So how I approached my 24 hours of cross stitch is that I really wanted to hit 24 hours. And I also really needed a like stitch therapy weekend because of kind of like these back-to-back trips and then dance recital preparations and stuff. I just already needed a stitch therapy weekend. And I didn't know how I would feel about hitting 24 hours in a 72-hour time period. But what I decided to do was that my first 4 hours in a day was going to be on my treasure hunt bookshelf. And then I would just pick based on my mood, my headspace, whatever. So 12 hours, half of the time, was treasure hunt bookshelf, which I'm about to show you. 6 hours was Mayari. 3 hours Pavon for these times. 2 hours Frodo and Galadriel, and 1 hour Queen of the Night. That's kind of fun how that worked out. No 4 hours, but 6, 3, 2, 1. That's kind of fun. Yeah, that's kind of fun. And what I did was I set an alarm for 1 hour. And when that hour is finished, I marked what I worked on, and then I got up and I did something else. So I didn't just stitch, but I am alone on the weekends. So I didn't have like people distractions. I just had animals who needed things and me who needed things. So like I went to the grocery store to get some food, and I did some laundry during one of those breaks. I played with my puppies. I cleaned a bathroom. Like I did other things while I was stitching for 24 hours. It's just that I didn't have the people to interact with, and I think that that is definitely one reason why I reached 24 hours. I also had one of those nights where I didn't sleep very well whatsoever. So when I was nearing the end of the 24 hours, I was like, can I even do this? I'm so tired. And a friend said, do it, like, get it done. You're 1 hour away. You're so close. Like, you can do it. And I did it. I did it. Okay, I'm going to show you... Oh, I'm going to wait. I have one more project to show you before I show you Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. Because I feel like it's going to be disappointing if I show you Treasure Hunt Bookshelf and then Under the Sea. So this is Under the Sea. I worked on this yesterday, which is Monday. And not, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm on part 7, which are like these little fish and the mermaid. And there's a lot of metallic in the tail of that mermaid. But now I'm excited because I know that the wax makes a huge difference. So now I can't wait to get to the metallic part, but I'm going to do that last. This is on 18 count Ada by Fabric Flair, and it's dyed. This was a stitch along in 2017 run by Lakeside Needlecraft. The chart is designed by Doreen Jones, and I started it in 2017. This is my second oldest whip, and I am ready for it to be done. It is cute, but it's kind of fiddly to work with. So here we are in its entirety, and then I think I'm about halfway through this block. So I got all the fish are finished except for the metallic stripe in the green fish. I worked mostly on her hair, this starfish flower thing. Her face, she's got eyes. And this is some skin. This right here is part of her tail, but there's not much there yet. So that's what I worked on this piece. It's so cute, but man, is it kind of fiddly to stitch. It is definitely a challenge. But I want this one finished this year. I don't want it to move forward into another year. And lastly, let me get the right papers. Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, Super Size, Max Color, artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. So pretty. So I have oh wait, this is stitched on 28 count easy count 2/1 tent stitch, and I'll show this and then tell you how much I put in. Look at this. I have to look. The fox is so stinking cute. He's so adorable. He's so little. He's less than an inch. Like, the hummingbird is bigger than him. He is so cute. So cute. I think that I had this top part finished of this book, and so all of this got stitched since then, most of which was during 24 hours of cross stitch. I was able to put in 4,316 stitches over the 12 hours of 24 hours of cross stitch. So that was fun. In total, in the last 2 weeks, and I didn't work on this while I was gone. Obviously, I don't ever. This is 7,641 stitches in total, and now it's at 38.23%. I'm just going to show you again, because how can we not see it? Look, he's so cute. He is adorable. So I love how the vine looks all filled in, but I also love the colors that is going in. I can tell that there's going to be blue over here, and then we've got like these very pink flowers, but over here there's a lot more purple in the flowers. Yeah. So, and I was right, it's I can't tell if it's a unicorn or a horse, but here it's this part right here that I will be stitching next, this big section. I just dropped everything. So that's going to be a blast. It looks like it's a village scene in the background with the moon and then whatever equestrian animal this is right there, and a lot of confetti greenery going on around that. And in order to not cut off this horse or unicorn or whichever it is, looks like I'll have to stitch over and do this book as well. Or I don't know what I'll do. I'm not there yet. Like, that's quite a ways away. I probably won't even be there in 2 weeks when I film again. All right. So, those are the 7 projects I worked on in the last 2 weeks. Ooh, we're only 45 minutes in. That's good. So now we're going to talk Stitch Mania. Yay! Yay! Stitch Mania is it's been a thing for a while. The Facebook group, well, since 2015. The Facebook group was closed last year, but I don't know that Maynia will die anytime soon. It's just a part of the community now, and it's basically whatever you want it to be. Some people, it's just a way to have a goal to work on within a preset deadline. May. So I know of people who do monogamania. They only work on one project over the whole month. People who do finish mania, which can look at like different things. It can look like finishing projects or finishing pages of patterns. It can be like fully finishing objects. Like it can literally be whatever. It can be start all the things. Start all the, Alara, she's going to start all her kits, so that's going to be fun to watch. And I decided I wanted to do one whip per day. So there will be several starts, but I've also been starting for the last like 4 months in preparation for Maynia, because I don't care if they're new starts or existing ones. I just wanted to have a different one to stitch on every day of May. So it starts on Sunday, and I'm super excited for it. I will be stitching my treasure hunt bookshelf every day, and so I don't think that it's going to count as one of my whips. I was going to, but after this last weekend with 24 hours of cross stitch, I don't want to do that anymore. So it's going to be 32 whips by the end of May that I have going on. Well, yes. So I'm going to show you everything that I will be working on, and then we're going to talk about what order I'm going to do it in. So I've already shown you 7 of them. I will not re-show you those. But I will then I'm going to now show you the rest of them. I did forget to open all of these. I don't think I'm going to show you where I'm at. I guess I might as, I don't know. I'm not going to. I'm not going to show you where I'm at. That will just take too long. Neuschwanstein Castle is going to be a whip. These are my full coverages I haven't shown you yet. That's the category I'm working through right now. Oops. Bubble Bubble Chocolate Trouble. Oh, I forgot to tell you the last one, Neuschwanstein. It's artwork by Robert Finale. This is artwork by Randall Spangler, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And they are so cute. I've got Father Christmas with Toys in Max Color, artwork by Yvonne Gilbert, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And my last full coverage is Woodland Enchantress by Dimensions, the Gold Collection. The next ones I will show you, I call these my mediums. And I can't get the zipper to unzip. These ones I should have prepared. I did at least pull them over. This one I haven't started yet, but it's ready. It's called Victorian Christmas Bell Pull. It's designed by Donna Giampa. It's a kit by Janlynn from however many years ago, 1993. I might work on this one quite a bit this week because I really do want to get caught up. I'm in February and it's the end of April. So I'm quite behind. This is my Temperature Library by Christie's Corner Needlework on Etsy. So I do think I'm going to pull this out this week to work on. This is Mystery Town. It was a 2017 stitch along run by Eric Shipley of Ships Manor. This won't take too much longer to finish up, and I do want it to be a finish this year. I have like four buildings or parts to go. This is Peaceful Garden Path. It artwork by Anne Craig, and it's charted by Sunset. It says, "One is nearer God's heart in a garden." And for me, that's very true. I've been kind of wanting to pull that one out again too. So we'll see. This next section, there's a lot of them, and none of these ones are started. None of them. This is my smalls, and we're gonna cut out this section where I'm just unzipping all of these. All right, so in my smalls, I have How Great Thou Art by my Big Toe Cross Stitch Designs. It says, "How great thou art" in the middle, and "Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee." I love it, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Then I have the Little House Needleworks Calendar Girls. So my phone was funky and didn't record an entire, anyway. It did the thing that it did a couple videos ago, but I have no idea why it did that, because I've checked all the things, and well, maybe not all the things. I checked a lot of things. I'm just going to pick up from where, here we are. All of these smalls are ones I haven't started yet. You've got March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and this is from Lindsey Stitches, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, and it just cracks me up. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. And the fabric for that is green. It doesn't, I mean, you can kind of see it on the, you can kind of see it, but it is like green. And my last category is, I call them specialties for different reasons. That might include monochromatics like Cirque de Carreau, or ones with specialty stitches like the Summer Garden by the Drawn Thread, or Autumn Water Garden Mandala by Chatelaine. I'm excited. This one I might actually start before Maynia. We'll see. The only other, well, there's two projects I haven't shown you yet. This one is for Nomies. I have a picture, but not easily ready to show you. But I pulled out some of the floss, threw it on this fabric. This is a 32 count Belfast linen in evening rose. And my daughter and I agreed that we mostly like this. But we're gonna give this fabric a little bit of a dye treatment. And if we end up not liking the dye treatment for the Nomies project, then I'm going to use an oatmeal Ada that I have also. Nomies is a pattern by Kaylee, who, I don't know, Kaylee, if you have a Flosstube, but she's on Instagram here. The other project, I'll explain why I haven't shown it in a little bit. So because I already filmed this once, this section will go a little bit quicker. So I have all of these cards, and so what I did was I mixed them all up and I put them in this bin. Oh man, I hate it when you just lose stuff like that. It was like 15 minutes of filming that, 10 to 15, something like that, that disappeared on me. And I was almost finished. I was like maybe 5 minutes from the end. Anyway, so what I did was I mixed them all up, put them in this bin, and then I pulled them out one by one, and that's the order in which I'm going to stitch them in May, which starts on Sunday, and I'm so excited. Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, I'm going to stitch every single day, so I'm not counting this as part of my 31 projects. So I'll actually end up with 32 projects. That's okay. Because you saw I have like 11 smalls. We're okay. We're okay. Props if you know where that's from. So, here's the order in which I'm going to stitch my projects. Cirque de Carreau, the ink circles. Queen of the Night. December. How Great Thou Art. Under the Seesaw, The Summer Garden, Woodland Enchantress, Pavon for These Times, Autumn Water Garden Mandala, September, and it makes me a little nervous that I got through all of those and I only have like 2 calendar girls in there when there's 10 of them in here. Neuschwanstein Castle, Mystery Town, October, Twisted Band Sampler, God Rest Ye, Merry Gentlemen, Peaceful Garden Path, Temperature Library, June, July, Bubble Bubble Chocolate Trouble, Nomies, November, August, Father Christmas with Toys, March, Mayari, April, Frodo and Galadriel, May, there we go, May, Victorian Christmas, Bell Pull, and the last project is one you've not seen yet. This is Canopy Hearts. It's Heaven and Earth designs by Dakota Detweiler, I think. I saw this chart when it was released and instantly fell in love. It's like laying on the forest floor and looking up at the sky and seeing the canopy of the trees above you forming this heart. And it gives you such a different perspective of the forest. And there's only 10 colors in it, which will be quite different as well to stitch. But I super love it. So the story with this piece is that I saw it and messaged Alara because it made me think of her. She also loved it. But she is not buying any charts this year. And she's been so good about it. So as we were gushing over this pattern, we came up with a plan that I would buy 2 copies of this chart, one for me and one to gift to her. And she had lots of fabric, and so she is cutting a piece to send it to me. So, Alara, I need it by May 31st, okay? No rush. I have already decided, however, if for whatever reason I don't have fabric, and my ginormous cone of 310 that is coming, like, it's seriously a big cone that's coming my way. If for some reason those aren't here by May 31st, then I will start one of the Year in the Woods patterns. Either I'll start with number 1, which is the fox, or I'll start with the spring ones, which is the jackrabbit. But I really want it to be this one, and I think it will be. So I'm super, super excited about this one. And it's funny to me that this came up at the end. Like, it was the last one I pulled because it is the one chart that I'm waiting on something for. So that's everything. We've covered Flosstube shoutouts, some haul, whips, including 24 hours of cross stitch, and we covered Stitch Mania. You now know my whole plans for May, and I am so excited to be finished with it. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a challenge, and I'm okay with that. it is going to be a challenge, and I already know that when it's over, I'm going to want things finished, and not have that many whips like just sitting there not being touched or whatever. I already know I want it down. So I don't know what my magic whip number is, but I am feeling already like the 16 that I have right now is a lot. It's too many. So having 32 is going to definitely feel like too many. So I don't know what that magical number is, but I'll work my way to it after Maynia, because I really want to do Maynia this way. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I think I have 2 videos that I still have promised to you guys, but I don't have any more travel for quite a while, so that won't get in the way anymore. I have a Stitch With Me promised for Cirque de Carreau, and I have one about tent stitching to also do. So many of you are waiting on that one, and I'm so sorry that I haven't gotten it yet. Travel just kind of like you're either getting ready for it, or you're on it, or you're recovering from it, and I just had them back to back, and it was hard. So if you have any requests for something like questions you have, I answer all of them within the comments, but if it is something that seems like it makes sense in a video format, I'm 100% willing to do that. If you have a Stitch With Me request, I'm, again, 100% willing to do that. And, like, there may be things I have no idea what I'm doing about, but I can bumble along and take you for the ride while I'm at it. So thanks for hanging out. Love to all of you, and have a fantastic time stitching. Bye.